So before we start the session, let us remember the Supreme just for 2-3 minutes. You can just be in silent and just remember the Supreme actually.
शांति की शक्ति से शांति जग में लानी है। शांति की शक्ति से शांति जग में लानी है।
शांत मन हो तन हो शीतल, शांत मन हो तन हो शीतल,
ऐसी दुनिया बनानी है। शांति की शक्ति से शांति जग में लानी है। शांति की शक्ति से शांति की किरणों से, शांति की किरणों से करुणा अब बरसानी है। शांति की शक्ति से शांति जग में लानी है। शांति की शक्ति से
I request to all of you, please take front area seats. आप सभी से रिक्वेस्ट है, आप सभी आगे आगे आकर बैठ जाइए, आपको सुनने में भी अच्छा लगेगा। थैंक यू ऑल ऑफ यू।
Om Shanti. Today's topic is power of silence. So before getting into the topic, I just want to know some information from you people. In this gathering, how many of you already taken the course, Rajyoga meditation course? Majority. Okay, this many people are taking. Okay. So are you practicing meditation already? How many of you are practicing this Rajyoga meditation? Okay. How many of you don't know anything about Rajyoga meditation here? Okay, very good. How many of you attended today the first session? Okay. Did you understood what is being taught to you today? What is soul? Have you understood? Who am I? Have you understood? Is anybody is having a doubt that who am I? Anybody? Everybody understood that I am a soul? If not realized, but at least understood that I am a soul? Not understood? Not understood. Okay. Because the thing is, what we are seeing is when we assume something and keep talking, and if you don't understand what you're talking, there is no point in this kind of conversation actually, right? So we want you to get what we are saying. Is it clear to you? Is it going into you, and are you able to understand and practice it? If not, there is no point in this kind of things actually. Please note, these sessions are conducted basically to focus on the application of spirituality. Basically, okay? Basically what we are trying to understand through the spiritual knowledge, how we are going to put it in our practical life. If we are not able to use it in practical life, then this is of no use. Right? So there are certain fundamentals are required to understand how to put this knowledge into practical life. And in that process, understanding about self is the first and foremost fundamental thing which is being taught in this institution actually. So who am I is identifying your true identity actually. We are all commonly referred as human being, right? We are all commonly referred as human being, and the word itself talks about two parts, the human part and the being part. Correct? So the human part refers to this physical anatomy actually. Right? What is that being part refers actually? The being part refers to something ever existing. Something ever existing, something which is eternal. Am I clear so far? If it is not going into your thing, please raise your head. Raise your hand actually. Okay? Because I want you to get something in the sessions actually. I don't want to just sit your time to spend here without understanding anything. So let us make it clear that let us have some conversation if it is required. Let us have some dialogue, some questions if it is there. Please interrupt, ask, so that you understand what you are speaking now here. Okay? Is it okay? Even though session is a power of silence, before that we should understand what is silence. We should understand about self actually. Okay? Right. So, the being part refers to something eternal, something ever existing. What is that which is ever existing in this whole system? The soul. How do you know it is soul? Have you seen the soul? Right? So what is soul then actually? It is an energy content. Very good. It is an energy content which is activating the whole system. The whole anatomy, the whole body system is activated through this energy content. It is defined as a tiny point of light sitting in this forehead, basically between the eyebrows. It is represented. Okay, effectively it is there between the hypothalamus and the pituitary glands. For medical, if you want to understand where it is there. So let us understand now the soul, which is an eternal element, which is what is driving the whole body systems actually. So this is like the driver to this body as a vehicle actually. Right? So this is the identity which is ever existing. So what happens when the soul leaves the body? The body becomes no action possible in the body actually. When the soul leaves it, the body cannot perform any action. So that's why we are defining that as a dead body actually. But the soul, what happens? It goes and takes another body. As the soul wants to play its part, as long as it has to play the part, it will take different birth and start continuing actually. Now more details you will get through our regular courses actually. I will touch upon certain basics for you to connect you to how to understand about this silence actually. Is it okay? Right. So we are all clear now that we are all soul, an energy content, a metaphysical element actually. We are not, basically the soul is not physical. It is non-physical or metaphysical it is called. Clear? Right. So this soul has got its own attributes. Its own fundamental attributes are there for the soul. Right? There are basically 7 fundamental attributes are there for the soul. So that is what we try to experience when we do some actions in that consciousness, so that you are in soul conscious. You will understand when you perform an action, you are in soul conscious or you are in physical conscious actually. Right? Are you in physical conscious or in metaphysical consciousness? How do you know that actually? Which means we call this as a soul conscious and body conscious actually. Correct? So how do you know that you are a soul or you are in soul consciousness? Based on the consciousness with which you are executing your task. So what are the fundamental attributes of a soul? One of the most fundamental attribute of the soul is peace. Right? Peace, happiness, right? Purity, love, bliss, knowledge, power, silence that comes through peace. Correct? Right. So there are like this, there are fundamentally we call it as a 7 attributes. When these 7 attributes are full, then it is a complete soul, which means it is a sato. In Hindi they call it as sato pradhan atma, which means it is a perfect complete soul when all these 7 attributes are built in completely actually. Now when you perform any actions, now onwards, even from the listening to when you go and do any actions going forward, you can analyze yourself. Am I in what consciousness doing these things actually? Right? Even understanding of something what is being taught, am I understanding with love? Understanding with a peace of mind? Or am I understanding with a kind of a disturbed mind? Or when I am listening to this, my thoughts are going here and here and here and there actually. Right? So these things will tell you in what state of mind you are listening and what state of mind you are there and what consciousness is there which is driving you actually. The opposite of soul consciousness is body consciousness. So body consciousness generally influenced by the vices. The other 5 vices normally which influences body consciousness, whereas soul consciousness generally influenced by virtues. Okay, so the virtues are driven through soul consciousness and the vices are driven through body consciousness actually. So the fundamental 5 vices, all of you know actually, right? Anger, greedy, attachment, ego, etc. actually. Right? Lust, anger, attachment, greedy, ego. These are basically the 5 vices which is every time come and influence our actions. It is triggered through external stimulus actually. And we own these qualities also within us actually. Sometimes, correct? Sometimes people say with a very title, they'll say, I'm a very angry man actually. Don't talk to me actually. Like this. So these qualities are not our own qualities, but they are all acquired qualities actually. The 7 qualities, whatever we said, they are all inherent qualities which is built in within us, and only thing we should know how to exhibit when we perform every action actually. Whereas the other qualities, whatever we said as vices or the body qualities or body consciousness, is not our own qualities. They are all acquired qualities which has come from outside to inside. But when I drive anything with my inherent qualities, what I am trying to do? I am driving from inside to outside. That means I become a giver, I become a donor, I am donating that qualities. Whereas the other qualities I am receiving, I am triggering through some stimulus, situations, whatever happens, it is triggering me actually. But they are not my own actually. So if I am paying attention on my consciousness, on what consciousness I am working every day, then that will tell me clearly what kind of qualities I am exhibiting actually. Are you clear? So this is very important. This is very, very important in order to understand the power of silence actually. So, fundamentally, what is silence? What is silence? Sorry? State of thoughtlessness. Okay. Anybody is agreeing with the definition? No. Okay, so there are other definitions are there. Yes. Sorry? Absence of negative thoughts. Partially, TK. Manka? Maun. Okay. Manka Maun. Okay, good. Then? Accepting everything what is happening. Wow, great. Okay. We are talking about silence. See the definitions what is coming now. One says thoughtlessness, one says manka maun, one says no negative thoughts, one says acceptance of everything. Yes, sir. Huh? बाहरी हलचल से अलग रखना. Okay. Huh? Silence is happiness. Okay. We are in peace. Okay. Soul consciousness. Wow. Great. Great. Yeah? Non-active? Non-active, isolated. Then why do I need silence actually then? This is the power of silence we are saying. And we are saying non-activated. Then that silence is of what use actually for me then actually? It should be useful to me, right? See, whatever I do it should be useful for my practical life. If it is not used for my practical life, silence is not to make me to become sannyasi actually. Right? Give everything away and go to the forest and sitting. Not for that silence actually. That is to apply for my day-to-day life. Correct? Otherwise, why we IT guys should know about silence actually then? We are always busy actually, right? Sorry? Huh? Inner strength. Silence is our inner strength. Yeah, if you develop that power of silence, yes, it will produce inner strength. That is true. Sorry? Balance of thoughts. Okay. Optimum speed of thought. Very closely coming actually. Yes. Harry? Stillness in thoughts. Oh. You are saying stillness and you are saying thoughts. Thoughtless. That's what they said in the beginning. So, please note one thing. Our mind will never be free from any thought. Let us understand this fundamental thing very clearly. Our mind will always have some thoughts. Don't think that silence means nothing should be there in the mind actually. No. That means, what is not silence? What is the opposite of silence? Noise. Correct? So when there is a noise inside, then we don't get any silence actually. So what is happening? The chattering noise, what you call, right? Which is nothing but in the mind, so many thoughts are going on actually. So many number of thoughts are going on actually. So it is being told that more than 36,000 thoughts per day can come in the mind. So that means how much energy it is consuming. Please understand, every thought what you are producing, it is also drawing some energy from you actually. Okay? So it is also taking away your thing. That is why sometimes you would have noticed, you may be just sitting in one place only, but after half an hour you feel very tired actually. Did you observe it any time? Half an hour, 1 hour, you see that you feel little bit tired actually. You have not done anything. Physically you have not done anything actually. But mentally you are keep on thinking so many things, you feel tired because it is taking away your energy actually. Correct? So, what is important is in silence is we are trying to reduce this number of thoughts. That is first fundamental thing. And the second thing is trying to produce thoughts which is going to benefit us actually. Correct? So in thoughts, there are different types of thoughts are there actually. Most of you know all these things I believe. Still I will just touch upon it. The most unwanted thoughts are negative thoughts and waste thoughts. Everybody knows the difference between the two also. Right? And one more type of thought also there, which is ordinary thought, which is also not required for us. Right? Ordinary thought is just like whenever lunchtime comes, thinking about I have to go for lunch, and when I go for some tea time, I go for tea. Just thinking about these things actually, which are all basically, it happens, it doesn't have much value. Right? So avoiding this type of thoughts also very important. Should not load ourselves with this kind of things and it becomes a pressure for us actually. So the most desirable thoughts are positive and uplifting thoughts. These two categories of thoughts, as much as you build it within your things, then it makes you progress and makes you move towards the soul consciousness, what a brother was indicating actually. So it's very important to analyze our thoughts. Every thought what is coming in the mind, it is very, very important for us to analyze our thoughts. If you leave it without analyzing, it starts working with its own speed actually. So it's very important to understand the silence is nothing but free from noise. Mind is becoming free from noise actually, which means otherwise it is allowing n number of thoughts which is chattering in the mind and which is causing restlessness. Based on the thoughts, whatever feelings we generated, it is going to give the disturbance to us. A state of mind where you feel one or other type of discomfort is considered as noise actually. Now, a state of mind where you feel comfort, you feel a calmness inside actually. The more the calmness you experience it, that means you are approaching towards the silence actually. Correct? The thoughts what you produce is creating more and more calmness, or the waves what you are generating is of very uniform. That means you are experiencing more and more silence, and you are able to use that silence. And another interesting thing you have to notice, since you are all coming from the technical side, the thought waves what you are generating. Whenever a thought comes, you are generating some energy, right? One thought to other thought, the gap what you are going to create, the space what you are going to create, as long as it is increasing, as long as it is more and more, you will experience more and more silence actually. Are you able to follow what I am saying now? This is very, very important actually. The more you experience the gap between the thoughts, the more you will experience silence actually. Yeah, that is what we are going to talk. One of the best mechanism to create that is the meditation actually. Meditation slows down your thoughts first actually. Then increases the gap between the thoughts actually. It is a process. In that process, you will understand when you start doing this meditation for a longer time, means not in the same day, longer time, longer practice, repeated practice will help you to slow down your thoughts which are not wanted, unwanted thoughts, and then makes you to experience that you are in control of your thoughts actually. When you are coming to the stage where you are in control of your thoughts, then you will be able to experience your silence also actually. So it's very, very important to understand what that process which is happening whenever we think about it, right? So it is basically the thoughts which is coming up first, right? So whenever a thought comes, please understand, this is very, very important. We will not notice it, but it embedded with the thought also, the feelings actually. This is that feelings which is going to make you different stages of comforts actually. These feelings, if it is negative, then you will get into very disturbed state. If this feeling is positive and proactive, or it is very uplifting, you feel more and more comfortable and you will feel more and more soul oriented thoughts, you will be able to feel it actually. Which means if your thought qualities are more and more uplifting in nature, then you will feel that you are more towards soul consciousness actually. Are you able to understand these things? This is very, very important. Every time we will miss out this point actually. Whenever the thought comes, immediately a feeling comes actually. Now how the feelings are coming? How these feelings are coming actually? Where from it is coming actually? So it is based on some stimulus. Correct? The stimulus could be internal or stimulus could be external actually. We are subjecting ourselves to the stimulus. So that stimulus triggers it actually to feel this way actually. So another slide will explain about detailed process what is happening in the soul when these thoughts are happening. So based on this, what happened is our judgments are happening actually. We try to judge our thought that this is okay or no, I should do this, and then I try to embed some qualities into my thought actually. Which means in one way this process is again making me to develop my personality actually. What kind of person I am going to be is again decided by the quality of thoughts what I am producing actually. Are you able to feel this? Are you able to understand this? This is very important actually. Because many times we get into different situations, either in office or home or outside, wherever it is, we come across many situations, we react sometimes. After that we feel, why I said this? Why I said this actually? I put my hand here, this is soul, where the soul is sitting here, and blame this fellow. Why you did this actually? Why are you doing this kind of things? Why you do get irritated for these small things actually? Right? It happens actually. Because we are allowing this fellow to work first actually. So what is missing there is that we are not able to, once the thought comes, the feeling comes, we are not able to hold it for a few seconds to understand, is it in line with my original nature? What is my original nature? Soul oriented nature, where I have all my inherent qualities are built into me actually. So every thought what is coming, I have already a reference available inside. Am I checking with the reference before delivering it actually? What I am doing many times, I am delivering it and then verifying it actually. Means I have shown my anger or shown my displeasure or irritation or restlessness, whatever it is, and then coming back and checking why it is happening to me actually. What is influencing here? What is influencing here? The acquired qualities are influencing me actually. In the beginning I told you, there are vices which are coming inside as an acquired qualities, right? In fact, fear is also one of the acquired quality, or carelessness, laziness, right? All these things are acquired qualities which is not our own qualities actually. But that dominates, invariably that dominates, because I am not in my soul consciousness all the time. I am invariably switching to body consciousness whenever I perform actions using this body. When I perform action using this body, my consciousness level goes to the body level, and then that acquired qualities dominates than my inherent qualities. Are you able to understand? So this is what is really happening whenever we try to get some thoughts which is getting into action actually. Now if you know this knowledge very clearly, this is what is happening, you have a choice now. Whenever a thought comes, you can always verify and check whether it is in line with my original referent qualities, my soul qualities, or is it in reference or in line with my body qualities or physical qualities actually. Then I have a clear choice of what I want to do and what I don't want to do actually. If I don't take that step of deciding or understanding that I have a choice, then I am likely to make many times mistakes. Yeah, sometimes, yes, I may not make because the situations are so good that I will cooperate with the situations and move along actually. I don't see any mistakes there actually. But there are many situations where, especially the situations which are disturbing in nature, what we are trying to do? We try to jump into that, or we try to react it, and then we try to get into the problem of feelings or negative feelings about ourselves, feeling bad about ourselves. All those chain reaction starts after that, which goes uncontrolled way after that. But there is a time for us to take care of ourselves was there. We missed that opportunity. So what happens? Subsequent events are not in our control actually. And it takes longer time for us to withdraw back actually. So it's very, very important to note about this process actually. So to quickly understand about what is happening, what thoughts, what is coming to us, the thoughts, what is coming to us, it is getting into actions, and actions, what you are getting it, is getting into our sanskars. So before introducing the word sanskars, I assume that you understood from the first lesson, there are three functional elements of soul. Is there, which is the mind, intellect and sanskar. Correct? So it's very, very important to understand these three functional elements, how they are really functioning and making every thought into action actually. So that will tell you how you are going to take care of yourself. So these thoughts getting into actions, which is good or bad, and then gets into sanskars. Please see, here is the another interesting thing. Once it gets into sanskar, anytime when the similar thoughts comes, the feelings again comes from sanskar. So that's an internal stimulus happens. Automatically when you remember that event, you get that feeling actually. Correct? Why? How it is coming? Because there is a storage is there inside which stores that event what happened and the feelings what you created when you encounter first time that event. But if you have been knowing that, okay, you are having a choice and you can transform that thought as a soul conscious or a soul oriented thoughts by embedding the soul qualities into that, then the thoughts also will be having the quality, and you will also have more positive or uplifting nature in your actions actually. So this is the three elements, which is mind, intellect and sanskar, which is closely interacting. Many times what happens, the thought what is coming and the sanskar what is influencing it, before the intellect decides or analyze about it, action takes place. And then we feel, then we say that what happened to me, that, oh, my intellect is not working here actually. Yes, sir. Feelings? Yes. Yeah, see, based on the feelings, your quality of thoughts will be influenced actually. If you feel very sorrow, then the quality of thought also will be accordingly. If you feel very happy about it, that also will get the energy for you accordingly. Because if you feel very dull, sorrow, then it pulls you down actually further. You don't get the energy to do further anything on that, right? So this is very important. The three functional elements which is combinationally working together and coming in synchronous and effectively taking call for every thought is very important actually. Many times what happened is the intellect fellow will become dormant, the other two fellow dominates, then things may go wrong many times actually, except for the involuntary actions which is automatically taking place in the systems actually. For all the decision making things, it is very, very important. People will say that, you have to sharpen your intellect actually. So you have to strengthen your intellect actually. So for strengthening the intellect, what you need? We need wisdom. Right? Same way, to strengthen the mind, we need power actually. Mind power, right? And mind power comes through meditation basically. So you do more and more the power of the silencing practice, you get the strength to control your thoughts, and intellect helps you through wisdom to analyze the thoughts and then store that good feelings which is more synchronous with respect to our original nature rather than artificial nature which is physical qualities actually. It's very, very important. The more you are keeping your thoughts oriented towards your original nature, you will experience more and more calmness, more and more control on the number of thoughts what you produce actually. So another thing is, I have some qualities, right? I have the original qualities, but I feel that amount of energy what I have with that quality is not sufficient for me to exhibit actually. For example, I want to become peaceful. I know that I have to become peaceful, but I am not able to become peaceful actually. Somewhere I am feeling that the level, the energy level is comparatively less than what I am supposed to possess to take control on the situations or take control on the scenarios actually. So that is where we try to take that extra energy from the one who is possessing unlimited that energy, whom we define as the Supreme. Okay? Like soul, there is a Supreme Soul whom we are identifying through relation as our Father, or the ultra energy. If you are telling from the energy point of view, that is the ultra energy to which the soul can connect and then receive that energy actually. The process of connecting the soul to the Supreme Soul is the meditation, which is what we are going to learn through this Rajyoga meditation exercise actually. Okay, so this is the fundamental thing, is realizing yourself as a soul is very important, and realizing that there is a Supreme Being who is having infinite or unlimited energy of whatever we wanted it, and we can draw from him whatever we wanted, and then we can enrich ourselves. We can increase our threshold, increase our bar, so that we are able to circumvent the situations which otherwise we have been suffocated actually to take care of it. We are feeling more suffocated to take care of it otherwise. Once you practice it and start getting it, you feel that you get some extra energy to overcome that actually. This is the practical application where if you start practicing it, you will see that transformation taking in you actually. And this is also going to transform your personalities actually. Is it clear so far? Is it sounding that it is doable or not doable actually? Doable? How many feel it is doable actually? Thank you for this response. Very good. So basically what happened is, in this remembrance, we get this rays of powers from the Supreme, and then we can calm down ourselves. Suppose I want to become peaceful. There are situations which is very chaos happening around me, but I want to become peaceful actually. This is practically what is required in any of our office environment or wherever we go. Practically we want to become peaceful actually. Because the external situations are not in our control. Correct? But my internal situation is in my control actually. Because it is my mind and my thoughts. I should have the control on that actually. Whereas if I give my remote control to others, then what happens? They will control my thoughts actually, rather than I control my thoughts actually. Correct? So it's very, very important to enrich myself, strengthen myself, keep the remote with me, and then take the call from my side rather than allowing external situations to take the call actually. Situations is not in our control. But how I respond to the situation is 100% in my control actually. Do you agree? Do all of you agree that? So this is very, very important, that if I take control of the situations actually, and I take control of me first, then I can take control of the situations also actually. How to respond for the situations actually. And that is the time where the brother was telling, how to become acceptance to all the things actually. That also will come up actually. Otherwise, saying is easy, but doing is not that easy actually. Practically you have to do it, correct? Whatever we talk, it should be doable actually, first of all. So in order to make it doable, I should bring this internal transformation within me, that I am a peaceful soul. Peace is my birthright. Nobody can take away my peace. Correct? Whatever happens outside, it is for me to take the call. Do I get disturbed with the situations, or maintain my internal peace and respond properly what is required for that, and then move away from there, which is possible actually. So you can strengthen yourself through this energy and then build up your threshold, and then you can control your number of thoughts, what is happening in your mind, so that you can approach towards the zone of comfort where you feel the calmness, or where you feel the silence also actually. Is it making sense? Is it making sense to apply practically? Yes, sir. Sorry, I am unable to hear. Yeah, how to connect with the Supreme Soul and draw the energy actually, correct? That is the process through remembrance actually. That is what we are going to teach through the meditation. And this meditation basically nothing but just realizing yourself that I am a soul, or you can realize with one of your qualities which you like it, maybe saying that I am a peaceful soul, and then in that state of mind, remembering the Supreme, who is ocean of peace. Right? It is like you are also an entity, and the Supreme Soul also another entity. One is at a higher energy, other one is at a lower energy. So energy flows from high to low actually. This is what is happening actually. When you just remembering that there is an energy flow from higher source to you actually. So the more you remember, you get that energy flowing into you, and the more you feel that you are getting that energy into you, and your level of peace also increasing to the level of what you need actually. So you will draw as much as you need it, and you feel that this is fine with you, then you will move with that level of energy actually. And that varies everybody. Everybody's level of taking that thing is varying from person to person actually. But the process is same actually. Is it clear? Yeah. So what is required to achieve this power of silence? We have to make some internal preparation actually. So the first preparation is come into the wonder. What is that wonder actually? What is that wonder which makes you to achieve this power of silence? Is achieving that soul consciousness. The true soul consciousness, if you achieve it, the more and more you realize it, that I am a soul, I am a peaceful soul, I am a happy soul, whichever you like it. But then you have to not only just saying it inside, but you have to feel it and you have to experience it actually. The more you feel, the more you experience, that is a real wonder. You feel that, oh, for this, why I am going outside and looking for? Expecting others to show mercy on me. Expecting others to give peace to me. So far we are asking from others, but whereas the treasure is there within me, which I can able to invoke, emerge, experience. Correct? Possible? Provided I know that I have it actually. Now you know that we are all soul and we are all having this inherent built-in qualities which can be used at our will and wish actually. You have a complete right to use your own treasure actually. Am I correct? So this we should know how to use it more and more. For that, what is required is you need a regular practice. Regular practice of realizing that I am so and so. I am so and so. Today what happened is we are invariably known by our name, our position, our designations, our company, everything we are well known. Nobody need to tell. The moment you talk, that consciousness comes that I am GM of this company, I am director of this company, whatever it is actually. Correct? Whereas, is it coming to your mind every time, I am a peaceful soul, I am a happy soul, I am talking to another soul who is also my brother. Is such kind of thoughts are coming to your mind? Is it coming like that? No. Not every time actually. But if you realize this actually, right? And then start practicing it, this also makes us to develop a good interpersonal relationships also actually. With every individual, we can also build up a very good interpersonal relationships actually. Whatever they are, we don't bother about it. Everybody has got a speciality which what I have it also. Correct? In that speciality, I can interface with them, I can interact with them and build up a good relationship with them actually. It is not going to stop. Correct? It's going to improve our relationships actually. So as we understood, we are all souls and the Supreme Soul is our Father. That means we are all belongs to one family actually. So this kind of expanding your relationships, expanding your unlimited nature comes up means then you are broadening your vision actually. Otherwise we are narrowing your vision with respect to a small circle of known people actually. Whereas here you can expand your vision and you can connect with unlimited way actually. And that too in the true nature, in our inherent nature we can connect actually. Still we can maintain our functions without any disturbance actually. So the Second thing is connecting to the wonder of wonder. What is that wonder of wonder actually? Very good. 5 minutes. Supreme being actually. Right? So connecting to the Supreme Being, analyzing yourself that you are a soul, being in soul consciousness, and then connecting with the Supreme Being naturally gives that positive energy flowing from Him to you, and then gives you the amount of calmness, amount of the silence, what you are trying to achieve it actually. So to do this one, let us try a small exercise or a small experience. We'll try to see that. 2 minutes we'll try to put it. If possible, we can take the red light. I will give you a few commentary. Just you follow these words, what I am saying it, and visualize it actually. Focus yourself in front of that, the picture what you are showing it. This is a picture which is talking about the soul world, where from we all have come down actually. The world of the zone where absolute silence, absolute peace is established actually. Okay, just for your understanding about this thing, I am showing it actually. And this is, you can assume that the top, the dot, focus on the dot, which is the Supreme Being, for your just your understanding, where you are trying to take that power, and we are all the tiny dots, what we are showing it here actually. Is it clear so far? Is it okay? Anybody is having any confusion or any doubt? Is it fine? Okay. So let us try to experience a peace now. Sit comfortably and watch that. I am a soul. I am just a tiny point of light. Sitting on this body, between the eyebrows on my forehead. Now, I am slowly relaxing this body. I'm completely relaxing this body and making a journey to my original home, the soul world. I'm slowly, gradually moving away and moving into the soul world, which is completely silent. I could feel the energy of peace. I could feel the energy of peace from my Father, the Supreme Being, who is the ocean of peace. I am drawing the energy of peace, and I feel more and more comfortable. I feel more and more peaceful now. I feel myself a peaceful soul, taking the complete energy whatever I want from the Supreme Being actually. And now, having filled with the energy of peace, I gradually move towards this physical world. I gradually enter into this physical body and I feel I am very, very peaceful, and give this energy of peace to make all the organs of this body. I spread this energy of peace throughout my body and I feel very, very calm and quiet. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.